Good afternoon, HOBOTECHers. I'm bringing you something really special today. I'm here in Pittsburgh at my dad's place, and this is a long requested video. Finally, I'm getting around to do it. I'm going to give you guys a full review of my electric bike that I built myself from scratch by getting a bike online and getting the parts online. I built the bike in Idaho. That video is going to be coming up. It's really long. It's multiple camera angles. It's going to take me a while to edit that. But what I wanted to do for you guys was give you a complete rundown of the bike and how I like it. I've had it for about 8 months now, 7 or 8 months. It's taken me so long to get this video out for you guys because since the RTR, I have not had pressurized water. Like, I really haven't had any way to clean the bike. It's been filthy. So I had to make sure it was nice and clean, take some good pictures of it, and give you guys a video. I also put some brand new tubeless tires on there. That's right, tubeless tires. I upgraded from the tires that came with the bike. I just finished them, finally got them holding air, finally got the battery, everything all charged, everything's set up. So let's go over this right now. Now, this is like the first warm day in like 2 weeks, so there's people in Harleys and muscle cars going by. Hopefully it won't be too loud for you. So this is a Moto B cane. It is a Phantom Boost. That's the model. This is brand new for 2018. I got one of the first ones. They were selling them online. They only had 2 colors, and that was black and gray, and I didn't like the gray. I wanted a light color. I wanted something like orange or red, but they didn't have it, so I got the black. And as you know, black scratches easy, and it's kind of hard to keep it clean. One of the reasons why I got this bike in particular is not only does it have these front and rear disc brakes, that these are Shimano hydraulic brakes. Yes, these are hydraulic brakes just like you have on your car. And they're very, very light. Like if you have say arthritis or something in your hands and you just can't squeeze very hard, like you have to squeeze on a normal bike, like a lot of the ones that have the brakes that go on the rim, you have to squeeze those like really hard to stop. This, it's really literally one finger because it's hydraulic just like your car. So it's like literally one finger, and it does a really great job of stopping this thing. If you plan on building your own electric bike and you plan on going over 20 miles per hour, especially on pavement or on hard packed dirt, you definitely want to get the disc brakes. The disc brakes are going to stop you in all weather conditions, unlike the rim brakes. And if you don't mind spending the extra, get the hydraulic. I highly recommend the hydraulic brakes. They work really well. The very light touch to stop. Now this seat is aftermarket. It's the Arse Classic. I got this because the seat that came with the bike was really uncomfortable, so I just upgraded that. That wasn't expensive. I could probably put this on Amazon for you. One of my other upgrades is this bag. Now this light comes with the Headlight package, which you can get on Amazon. But I got this bag which fits perfectly under the seat. It allows me to unzip it and keep emergency tools and stuff in it. So, very handy. Let me show you what I keep in this bag. 3 tire levers in case I need to take the tire off. This is a small multi-tool. Got pliers, little screwdriver, little knife on it. This is a bike tool. Comes with supposed to be all the sizes that you could ever need on a bike. I have a chain. This is a chain pin. I don't know the official name of this tool, but it pops the pins out of the chain. It's a chain tool, basically. It's so that you can repair your chain. And I have this. This right here is a inflator kit. So these just screw on like that, and it'll automatically, one of these little containers will completely fill up my tire. Well, at least enough for me to get home. So in case I would get a flat or something, I pretty much have everything I need here to repair it. I do want to carry some sealant with me. I use this to put the sealant in. I can't really carry this in the bag, so I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. Anyway, that's what I carry in the bag, just basically emergency tools. Another addition that I made to the bike is this kickstand. One thing I didn't know is that mountain bikes don't come with kickstand. So I actually bought this kickstand separately off Amazon. It is height adjustable. So right here you can actually change the height to match your bike, and I got black to match the frame. It works really well. Now this specific bike has these, they call it through axle system. This is a boost axle bike with a through axle system. Boost axle means that this part here is wider than a normal bike. Through axle means that this is actually a big bar that goes through and holds the axle, and this screws out with no tools. So front and rear tire can be taken off with no tools. And that's good for maintenance, that's bad for theft, so I end up putting a lock around both my front and rear tires just in case. You know, I'll put like a lock through there to prevent theft. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this electric bike. I know the thing that you're most curious about is the motor and the battery. So let's go on that next. Now this is what they call a mid-drive system. You have to actually pull the original bottom bracket. And what you have to do is you have to take this all apart, pull the pedals out, slide the axle part out of here with the bearings and stuff in it, and replace it with this. Now this is the Unicycle Bbshd 1500 watt kit. This is the kit, this is their top of the line motor, their top of the line kit for mountain bikes. One of the things you have to be aware of if you build an electric bike yourself is this is called the bottom bracket. And you have to measure this, or you have to look into the specifications for your bike to see how wide this is. This bike is actually called a plus bike because it's not a regular mountain bike and it's not a fat tire bike. The tires on this are 3 inches wide. A fat tire bike is usually 4 or 5 inches wide. So a regular mountain bike is usually 2 inches or around that. The reason why I got this plus size bike was because I wanted to be able to go on-road and off-road with it and be able to get good traction, go through gravel and sand without falling off. But I also want to be able to go on hard packed dirt. So basically it's an all-around tire size. That's why I got this. This is a 27.5 inch. I think it says it somewhere on the tires. Yeah. So this is basically like a 29-inch mountain bike because of the bigger tires on it. So that's why I got the 27.5-inch rim. It's kind of an odd size. There's not a lot of tire selection out there for this bike. This originally came with the Ranger 2.8, but I got the Ranger 3.0 because the sidewalls are a lot thicker. This is what they call the tough tire. So I got, it says right there, tough. I also wanted to make sure I got tubeless ready because I wanted to make sure that I can go tubeless on these rims. So you're probably wondering, what did I pay for this bike? I paid $5.99 for this bike on Bikes Direct. I had this actually shipped to my mailbox place in Idaho. It's a regular mailbox place. They do UPS and FedEx and USPS, and they had no problem accepting a very large bike. And this all came in a box, 90% assembled. I will show you the assembly and build video separately from this, so please don't ask in the comments. It will be coming up. So one of my favorite parts is this screen. Okay, and here's the main controller switch for the screen. So you got an up-down button, which takes you up and down through the menus. You have a headlight button. I don't think that's a feature that's used on this. You have your power on and off button and your info button. Okay, let me show you how this works. I'll press the info button twice. Real quick. Takes you to a display setting button, which gives you all these options. You can choose between power settings and brightness and the size of your wheels so that the miles per hour and everything show up properly. So you just use the up and down keys, and then you can use the plus and minus key to change the power level from 0 to 9. Power level 0, this is the assist of the electric motor. So 0 gives you no assistance at all. 1 gives you just a little bit of assistance, basically compensates for the weight of the battery in the motor. And then it goes up from there to 9, basically where you touch the pedals and you do wheelies. So I usually just drive it in 1 or 2. Once in a while I'll put it in 0 if I don't want any pedal assist, because sometimes the shifting will be rough if I'm on the throttle trying to climb hills or whatever. I'll just want to use the throttle. But generally I use pedal assist 1, 2, sometimes 3. And you can see it gives you your accurate miles per hour up the top. And what's unique about this particular color display is it actually supports the 52 volt batteries. And it shows you the charge of the battery up here at the top. You can see it's got the time. It has the max speed that I actually rode. And I can change that. Average speed. How long I've been riding, the trip. So you're probably wondering, these are the controls for your left hand. What about all this stuff over here? Okay, so this is the headlight. You can get this headlight and this tail light from my Amazon page, HOBOTECH.tv/Amazon, and I'll show that link here. What's really super cool about this particular screen, this is an upgrade. It actually has a USB port, so I run a USB cable up to my headlight, and this allows me unlimited power from my headlight because this is powered from the big battery, and then the headlight's powered from that. Gives me unlimited headlight. This came in really handy when I was at the RTR. This is my camera. Now this is my Soku. This is the old camera. It doesn't work very well on the handlebars. I put this up here just to give you an idea of how I typically record. I would have the camera that I'm using now on the handlebars, which works really well. This camera, I'm going to try today to put down here on this mount. And we're going to see how that looks because it captures the tire and the spokes and stuff. We'll see how that works when I'm riding. This does have an adjustable spring suspension system. It's not the expensive hydraulic. This is the cheaper spring suspension, but it still works quite well. And this is not a twist throttle. This is a thumb throttle. Well, as you can see, I just tore up some of the grass. This is a thumb throttle, and it gives you full control over the throttle if you don't want to use the pedal assist. Now, the pedal assist will actually, as you pedal, the motor will assist you and kick in. So like I mentioned, this is a Bbshd motor, mid-drive motor. If you get a cheaper bike, if you're into like the Rad Rovers and the cheaper bikes, they have what's called a hub drive. And that typically means that there's a motor that attaches to the hub back here, and it actually provides torque. The problem with the hub drive motors is they can't help you climb hills or anything like that. So if you plan on going any kind of off-roading, the hub drive motors pretty much aren't going to do anything for you. When you get the mid-drive, this is a lot more expensive. It is definitely more complicated to install. But the best part of the mid-drive kit is that you can actually shift the gears, because as you see, the motor is connected to the chain ring. So it helps you up here. And that means that your gears in the back actually still work. Typically the hub drives, sure, you can pedal and shift like a normal bike, but it doesn't help you when you go really fast. Because of the way this is set up and you actually have gears, if you gear all the way down to the biggest or the smallest cog, it actually will give you really good speed. So you can see here it says 1,000 watts, but this is actually tuned for 1,500 watts. That's the equivalent of 2 horsepower. So yeah, you actually have 2 horsepower on this thing. I also added this bottle holder, as you saw before, and this chain ring. This is a 30-tooth chain ring. I think it's a 30-tooth. It's either a T30 or T36 chain ring. This is the lithium battery. This is 13.5 amp hours at 52 volts. Now 13.5 amp hours doesn't sound like a lot, but you multiply that times 52 volts, that comes out to over 700 watt hours. This battery here is almost the equivalent to, it's about 80 or 90 amp hours in a 12 volt battery. So this is like a giant house battery on your bike, but this is the lithium ion technology. The batteries in here are the same cells they use in the Tesla cars. What's kind of cool about the Dolphin batteries, it has a lock, so you can actually lock this to your bike. And trust me, once it's locked, it's not coming unlocked. Someone would have to literally break the plastic to get your battery, and then it wouldn't be any use to them because the battery hookup's back here. So let me show you just how simple it is. It's not locked right now. I'll show you how simple it is to take the battery off, just like that. So there we go. There's the battery, and then you just take this and charge it. And I'll show you exactly how that happens. So this is Lunicycle's top of the line charger. This is a 300 watt 52 volt advanced charger. What it does, why it's advanced, is because it allows you to adjust how many amps, 1 to 5, and how full you want the battery. You're only supposed to normally charge to 80 or 90%. Unless you're just about to ride, then you can charge it to 100. And all you do is you turn the charger on, you plug it in here, then you hit the power button, and then it'll start charging. Now the battery's already charged, so I'm not going to charge it again, but I want to give you guys an idea as to how this charges. So I know many of you right now are furiously typing in the comments, so Tom, can you charge this off solar? And I'll answer that question right now. Yes, you can. You can absolutely charge the battery off of solar. Here's the issue though. The charger itself is a 300 watt charger. So you either better have a lot of solar or you better be very patient, because I have 400 watts worth of solar, and there's no way I can directly charge, unless it's like the middle of summer, directly charge off the solar. Of course, when I charge, it's going to be off my house batteries, and then the solar is going to charge the house batteries. But yes, it is theoretically possible, and I have done it on a really sunny day in Idaho. I did manage to charge the bike completely from 50% using nothing but my solar, meaning I didn't have to run the generator. The downside to that is that you're not going to be able to charge your batteries, your house batteries in your rig, unless you have a lot more solar. Like if you had like 800 watts of solar or something, then yeah, you'll have no problem charging the bike and charging your batteries. So it's really going to depend on your solar setup as to if you can charge it off solar or not. What I generally do is I wait until I need to run the generator for cooking or charging the batteries or whatever, and then I plug my charger in and I charge the lithium when I'm running my generator, because really it's not going to cost me that much extra fuel, like a few cents. So I may as well just go ahead and top up my bike battery when I'm running the generator. And so that's what I'm going to recommend to those of you who are boondocking and you want to take your electric bikes and ride them around. If you can charge off solar, that's great. If not, just run your generator and plug your charger in when the generator is running. So I know your next question is going to be, Tom, how fast does it go? Well, I've personally had it up to 36 miles an hour on a level stretch of pavement, but there's no level stretch of pavement around here. I don't think there's any level stretch of pavement in Pennsylvania. Sounds like my light is rubbing. All right, that's as fast as I'm going to go. Sounds like I need to adjust my gears. They're slipping a little with the new chain. I got a brand new chain on this thing. I have no idea what's down here. Probably somebody's driveway, so. Woohoo! All right, I think we hit about 30 at that time. All right. Okay, that gear's fine. That one's fine. That one's popping. I don't know why. Now your next question might be, what kind of range does this get? Now the range is going to depend on lots of things. Size of your battery, obviously, but also how much you pedal and how fast you go. Just like a car gets better gas mileage if you drive 55 instead of 80, electric bikes get better mileage because of wind resistance and friction and stuff if you drive lower speeds. So if you keep it between like 10 to 12 miles per hour and you pedal a little bit, you could probably get 50 miles on this bike pretty easy. If you're just gunning it with the throttle and you're not pedaling at all, you might get 20 miles. They rate this battery with this motor to do about 35 miles range, which is pretty good. I know that I took it 20 miles without a recharge and it was down to about 50% power. Now remember, lithium ion is different from lead acid. You can take lithium ion down to 80% discharge. So I could have taken it another 30% or so. So it factors a lot in on the power of your motor, the efficiency of the controller, the size of the battery, and how much you pedal. So I'm sure your next question is, how much does this thing cost? Well, I'll tell you exactly how much mine cost. Well, not exactly. I'll give you a ballpark figure. The bike was, I believe, was $5.99, and that included free shipping from bikesdirect.com, and we'll show you that website. The electric bike kit came from lunacycle.com. The motor kit with the regular motor kit, I think, is also it's $4.99 or $5.99. And then you get the battery separately. This battery I remember was $4.95 or $4.99, something like $500. The seat was about $50. The kickstand was about $20. This holder was like 12 something on Amazon. The screen upgrade was about $60 on top of stock. If you add up all the numbers, it comes out to be somewhere around $2,200 to build your own bike. Now that sounds expensive, but if you would buy this bike at Lunacycle, it would be about $3,500. If you'd buy this at a bike store, it would probably be closer to $4,000. I don't know if this is for the entire United States or for certain states or what, but I know there is a 750 watt limit on most electronic bikes, and they're speed limited to 20 miles per hour. That's definitely not good enough for me. This is a 1500 watt model, so it's twice the legal power. You're legally only supposed to ride 750 watts on the road, but this is 1500, and there is no speed limiter on it. You can go as fast as the motor will take you, which I said I've had this up to about 36 miles per hour on a flat level pavement. It's really good at going up hills because of the mid-drive motor. Now, you can get this exact same bike and put a cheaper kit on here and come well under $2,000. Those Rad Rover things that people are all super excited over because they're $1,500, to be honest with you, they're junk. You're getting a really low-end bike. You're also getting a hub drive motor, low-powered hub drive motor, usually like 500 watts, and they give you a dinky little battery. It's not 52 volts. It's usually like 24 or 36 volts. Now, the more volts you have, the more efficient your motor runs and the faster you can go. It's twofold to go for the highest voltage you can afford. 52 volts is as high as I think you can technically get without going into like extreme modifications, but 52 volts is the way to go. You can buy smaller batteries. You can buy batteries that are much smaller than this. and have a much shorter range. Now for me, one of the reasons why I built this with so much range was if my van breaks down or something out in the middle of the woods, or say I break my arm or something, the electric bike will get me back to town to get help. And I can ride this with with a broken arm or a broken leg, and because it's motor powered, I don't have to worry about pedaling. It'll take me up hills, straightaways. It's got good brakes. So yeah, I could have bought a really nice motorcycle for the price of this, but there's no licensing, there's no registration. Most of the laws aren't even written yet for electric bikes. You can take them on any trail where mountain bikes are allowed, which is pretty much any trail, unless it says no mountain bikes. Like if it's just pedestrians or horses only. There are some horse-only trails and stuff like that. This will take you where you can't legally go on a gasoline-powered vehicle. This can kind of get you anywhere a dirt bike could go. And I do plan on eventually putting a rack on the back to be able to carry some groceries and or whatever, even maybe carry a second person on the back. That'd be kind of neat. So that's it for the review of the bike. Hopefully I answered all your questions. And if you did like the video, please like it and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box.
Hey, thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, share, and like. And we'll see you guys next time. Say hi, Odin.